All right, you're with Al.
And the Biff.
And this is Chronicles of a Not Yet Champion Golfer. That was smooth.
That's one of the best ones we've done yet. I think that was most
it's highly
flow we've had into
highly professional.
Absolutely.
So this is a little bit overdue. We're gonna do like a little review of our 4 weeks on tour. Who was the player? I was the caddy.
We're both still here. We haven't fallen out. It was a big risk.
It was the first thing. It's 4 weeks, and you're together a lot, aren't you?
Yeah.
So it's a big test of the relationship, and we're still together, so that's worked out well.
Not like that.
No, not like that. From my point of view, just to start with, I'm going to be emotional straight away, but I wanted to say thanks for asking me to do it because I had a great time.
Golf's out the window. Look at them little babies there. All right, look like they should have arms.
First tournament was Gran Canaria for the Lopesan Open.
It was.
Eleonora's Lopesan Open.
Because of flight times, we actually flew to Tenerife on the Sunday. We managed to have a day in Tenerife.
We played a bit of golf first.
So we played a bit of golf first day. So it was quite nice actually getting over there and playing a bit of golf in the sun, away from tournaments, and actually, going to enjoy ourselves a little bit.
Because it is different once you get into a tournament. I know it's only practice rounds and stuff, but it is very different. I mean, you don't enjoy practice rounds that much, do you?
No, I tend to, if we can, play 9, walk 9, purely because they just take forever. And the other side of it, and you've seen this now, and I've been trying to explain it for a little while, how different I swing it between tournament play and practice rounds.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's honestly 20% difference, like in speed.
I've played with you since we were like 10 years old, but I haven't played a tournament with you since, English amateur, but I never played against you in 2005. It was at Bromber, actually.
Oh, look at that. That is long gone now.
Yeah.
We'd have played each other in the quarterfinal if I'd have won my round.
Yeah, you bottled it.
I got beat. But I haven't played a ball in a tournament since I was probably 15, really, other than that. So playing with you every day when we're here, I see it, but it is it's a different ball flight. It's mad. It took me a bit to get used to it because I was like, I can kind of know the shots he hits, but it's different.
How do you think I feel? I'm the one in, and I don't know how far it's going.
But that is a challenge, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is massive.
Because you can't really practice for tournaments unless you're playing a tournament.
It's really straight. The thing for me is the adrenaline, and everyone's like, "Oh, why don't you just hit it hard in practice?" I can't physically do it, and then I get into tournament play. Honestly, it's different. It just feels different to me. So I had a laugh about this a little while ago. So when someone's fitting me for golf clubs, obviously I'm being fitted in practice mode.
Yeah.
I actually haven't got a clue what a golf club is going to do, or a golf ball, until the Thursday of a golf tournament. So it's always a bit of a risk for me to just go and chuck some equipment in. It's actually a nightmare for me to get equipment in.
I think you did it. I remember you did it in Abu Dhabi, and you got fitted for a driver. Was great, brilliant, nailed it in practice. Went out first round, didn't use it again.
No,
first round.
literally went left, all day, and I mean left. Got on the practice ground afterwards with a different driver that was just falling down the right. Put it into play on the Friday, and basically that driver didn't leave my bag until it cracked.
Yeah.
It's like
in Scotland it cracked.
Yeah, I've almost got to get my driver with a little bit of a fade when I'm feeling like I'm hitting a draw, so that when I stand up on a Thursday it goes straight.
Even in the practice in Gran Canaria, I thought the few holes you played, you struck it great. It was good to actually see it in tournament. For me to kind of use it not like a trial, but like to actually get used to it, because I got on that first hole. Well, we started on the 10th, and it's a short par 4 drivable, so you don't really have a yardage. First yardage we had to get was the 11th. It's a dog leg left, and fair dues, like it's just horrendous up the left. So you're always hitting it right, and you've hit it too far right over the bank. So all the yardages are marked out, like edges of the fairways, cup of the trees. It's gone like right at the tree. So I'm like, oh great. First yardage I'm trying to get here is one that I've got to like go all over the place. And I've lost the plot. I'm like, just give me 2 holes to get used to this. Because I was adding it on and taking it off. And I was like, you get 156? And you were like, no, I got 172. I was like, right, yeah. Just give me a couple of holes.
What didn't help was I was right by a tree with a yellow spot on it in the book and didn't tell him. Made him go walking.
Well, the books, honestly, the books, when you first look at it, you get used to it, but you first look at it and it's got like
Oh, it's carnage.
100 numbers on it. Hold on, wait 1 sec. Only be a sec. Hold on.
Oh, it's come prepared. Look at this.
Well, I didn't come prepared. I just had this in the car. This is from the Belfry, but just look like the amount of numbers you get.
And that's not much, I'll be honest. Try and find one with a dog leg or two TLTR.
Oh yeah,
TLTR is always good fun.
Yeah.
Go to the fifth.
I remember trying to write this down at breakfast and put the pins on. I was like, what's happening here?
Different coloured numbers
Different colour numbers.
to either side of the green.
So you've got this marker here would be your blue numbers. Here would be your green numbers. And then your pin positions are different depending on where you're hitting from. And it's just like, so yeah, it took me a while to get used to that. But you did really well. Like, you played solid. I think you were 8 under after 2 rounds?
Something like that. No, 7. I think it was 7, yeah.
And then 3rd round, you didn't have your best day. And then we walked off the 18th green and Tom Gandy was there to tell us that Liverpool just conceded last minute against Newcastle, which just like ruined.
I had a few beers that
everything.
night after that when I had a few beers actually. Yeah.
And then the 4th round, you shot 4 under.
Yeah.
So it was I was made up with it because you made a cut, and I know you'd the first 3 of the year you'd like back at Saudi and Abu Dhabi and Dubai. We spoke about the difference in sort of the bubble situation. So to make the first cut, I thought was great, and then you kind of used it yourself to get back in, didn't you?
Yeah.
First
I hadn't played that much. Obviously, still a little niggly back injury in there, and also the great thing as well with Gran Canaria and Tenerife was Spain's relaxed view about the bubble. So we're actually allowed out in the evenings to go and have dinner, go and have a beer. Obviously, we all had to eat and sit outside, and we were only allowed in our bubble group. But it actually felt normal. It felt like tour always had done, rather than being locked in your room on your own.
I was like, what, you come home from some tour events, he's like, oh no, you can't do anything. I was like, what's your problem? It's great. Sat on the beach bar with a cold beer. What's your problem? Because I've always played and I've not done it before, I was like, am I going to feel like, I just want to play, or is it going to feel, but you feel like really involved in the process, which was brilliant. I got over some shots and you'd miss a green and I'd walk up and I'd be like, oh no. And then it would be like, oh, it's alright, you don't need to play it, that's fine. It's like sat down in the Bermuda or something.
There was, I'm going to say it was quite a relatively simple chip on the back of 4-5 the week after in Tenerife, par 3. And there was just quite a lot of fringe between putter and, between ball and green. And, it's easy enough just to put it, but because there was so much grass, and I mean, it's cut, it's fringe grass. It's just like a green. But judging the pace, it is, and the greens are quite quick. It's slopey.
Easy to get away from you.
I was like, oh no, just give me the 60. I'll just knock it, just land it up on the green, because I know what it's going to do and react when it hits the green. I know it's going to then spin, and I know exactly what's going to happen. If I hit putt, it could bobble and do all that, and leave myself 4 or 5 foot. From such a basic shot, it's a bit like, well, no, you don't do that. Anyway, stood up with 60, just chipped it up, dead, knocked it in with the wedge, next tee, no drama. He's walking to the next tee going, I was always putted that.
I'd already taken the head cover off it. Like, no? No? Okay. Wow. Chipping off a bare lie, what are you doing? You prepare for that, and this is something I picked up in practice rounds, is you prepare for that, and you have that shot that's like a 50-50, where you say, and this is different for every course, find out what your 50-50 shot is. So 50% in the air, 50% roll, and you'd figured that out, and 54 degree generally on those courses where like that's going to carry halfway and run halfway. And I remember when you did it in Tenerife, I won't bounce around from events, we'll cover them individually, but just as an example, in Tenerife, when you were battling to make the cut and you've gone left off the tee, like left, wasn't it? Yeah, it was like it'd taken a big bounce. If it must have hit a tree and gone left, it was like in a house. You had to hit it over a house to get it back in. Pulled the next shot, and then you were like, oh, it's 50-50, chip this, bosh, straight in, birdie. I want to do this video actually. You don't know this, but
What am I getting roped into now?
I want to do a practice round, so whether it's for open qualifying or something where we do a bit of that in practice, and you're going to be...
Am I going to come caddy for you?
You're caddying for me, yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, my back's bad, you know.
So that was that was first event, Gran Canaria.
Played solid for 52nd.
I think you were, what, 10, 11 under, 12 under maybe for 4 rounds, and that finished 52nd. I just got hammered. I got hammered all the way around by Andy Sullivan for my shorts being too tight.
Yeah, so. Andy Sullivan basically asked him why is he wearing kid shorts or cycling shorts. They were snug.
Yeah, well, I've got the power button, haven't I?
Yeah.
So we flew back on the Sunday, back to Tenerife. Actually, I filmed, so the video that I put out last week, the 9 holes at Obama, went and played golf there.
That's worked.
That's worked. Then we were into the European Tour, but we're back to a decky, which is where we've played
before,
a few times, haven't we? Lovely place. Onto week 2. We didn't do that much practice around there, did we?
We know the shape of it, but the thing that we needed to do, and this is what we did do, was spend time on the surfaces. Now we've played this golf course a few times, and we've always played the greens at 9.5, 10 on the stimp. All of a sudden you rock up there and 11, 11.5. There's some slopes there that you'd pay no attention to until the greens were this quick, and then you were like, wow, okay, this is a bit different. So there's a par 3 14th hole where if you hit it on the wrong tier and you're coming back down the tier, it's a 3-tier green. If you're on the back tier, you couldn't keep it on the middle tier, and if you're on the back tier, you almost couldn't keep it on the front of the green for the practice days. You almost had to slow the green down because it was if you just didn't have a chance.
I think they actually didn't cut the two, like the slopes on the tier. They left that a little longer. Didn't they?
They had to do something because it was a bit extreme. But the other side of it, the greens predominantly a decky slope away from you as you're playing in.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for the ball to get away. And you might have seen it if you watch it on TV. A lot of lads coming up short in the front fringe. That's because you are constantly just trying to land the ball at the front edge of those greens. Especially some of the par 3s. Some of the par 3s are 200 odd yards long.
Yeah.
You're not trying to land 4 and 5 iron when it's breezy up and around the pin. You're basically in and around the front edge. And because it's Kikuyu grass as well, sometimes it just goes and goes nowhere.
Yeah.
It can make you look a bit silly at times where you're only a yard away from it being a really solid golf shot. So it was enjoyable though.
Yeah, I mean that was a great event. One thing from all events, and this is different from when I played most of the stuff when I played Euro Pro. And we're going back, I haven't played Euro Pro for a few years now. It may have changed just because of the way the game's gone. But the aggressiveness that people play with, so everything is taken on. It's very rarely, if you can get near a green or if you can get near a par 5 or anything like that, it's very rarely people are laying up. Like it's driver. Let's go for it. Like,
you know 25 under par is going to win. So there's no point in trying to shoot level par. There's no point trying to be defensive at any point. You know you've got to make at least 25 birdies to win.
Well, that's a mentality.
You've got to make over 6 around to win and make sure you don't drop any shots. So
I think that's what you're playing for, isn't it? So those times where if you play like that every week, aggressive, go for everything, you're gonna have the week where you're not gonna make many birdies, and that's the week that you win or you finish top 5 or top 10 or whatever it might be. But I remember when I played, I don't mean like I don't play now, but when I played Euro Pro, I didn't need any excuse to hit 2-iron. I was like, if it's not quite, it's a little bit in and out, it's 2-iron, and you shoot 1 or 2 under. And I was like, that's all right. It's just that.
Yeah. So bear in mind,
it's a different level of mentality.
Well, every cut was borderline 5. Was either 5 under or nearly going to 5 under.
Yeah, it was.
So you have to shoot 5 under just to make the weekends. Now, it's not a case that level par 1 under is getting you round. No, you have to shoot a pair of 68s just to make the cut and keep going just to finish 60th. You have to be aggressive. You have to take things on. And likewise, like you've just said, some weeks you'll just hit. And I think you mentioned it in your last video. Actually, some weeks you'll hit and you're going to hit bad shots. You're always going to hit bad shots. But you just pray that your bad shot comes when it doesn't really matter. Yeah. That you can get away with it.
That was a brilliant point. That.
And sometimes weeks that happens, and other weeks it doesn't. And it's just the way
Helps so much with
Great
acceptance.
golfers,
that,
yeah.
if you can think of
It's
it.
just
in
one of
that
my
way.
bad swings. I just made a bad swing.
Yeah, because you accepted every bad shot you hit, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, that we seen a hole in one actually. Joost Louten had a hole in one. It was my first experience again. Like I was kind of ticking off the list that Paul got into contention. So you were, I think, one stage of the second round, one behind.
Yeah, the other side of it as well, we were a TV group as well.
Yeah.
So the tee times are done in a way that your higher ranked players or your players in form are part of a TV group for that day. So the Thursday we were a TV group, we were a TV time. So that means the cameras are on us. We've got a mic person with us the whole day. You don't know if they're filming or not, but apparently we were on TV an awful lot. So to have the cameras around for you and all that sort of thing, it's again, it adds to the experience, it adds to the sort of thing. Just for me personally, I can't wait for crowds to be back and the fans and all that
must make a difference.
It's so good.
It's funny because the cameras come, like, you could walk off a tee and the camera comes right up to you, like they're running in front of you, like so close to you, aren't they? You just have to kind of
just get on with it.
My only experience was in the Euro Pro when I was on Sky, and I remember early on I was second to last group in the last round. I think I was about third, and I remember like hitting a shot, and it was a par 5 and I was lighting up, surprising. And I was trying to hit it over a trap, and there's a fella on the trap with the camera. All I could see was him. I'm thinking, like, what is he thinking? He doesn't know, like, he doesn't know what I'm capable of here. And honestly, I was thinking, what's he gonna do here? Because this is gonna be the one time it's gonna be on the bloopers where the camera has to shoot out the way because I've hit one at his head. But
you know what? Actually, on that point with the crowds and all that sort of thing, I remember Rory getting slated for saying, it's just not the same in the moment. I just can't perform at the level I want to without the crowds there. For me, I can't perform unless I'm in a golf tournament.
Yeah.
So if he's playing golf tournaments in the mentality I am in practice, because the crowd's on there, he's not going to play well.
Yeah.
You can't force that. It's got to be...
It's difficult. It's difficult because that's almost not a detriment to your game, but it's so hard for you to practice properly because I'm not exaggerating. The ball flight and everything is completely. I've not seen you hit that ball flight before like that. Even with the wedges, it was like coming out low draw, like so controlled. I was like, I've not seen it before really properly in practice, and you just move in a different way when you play tournaments. But so you were 10 under after 2 rounds. You got the very least. I felt 10 under for 2 rounds was like almost the worst you were going to shoot for those 2 rounds.
That's me and my golf career, mate. That's just how it is. And the thing that really, and I'm going to put this question back to you. Why was that?
Well, you said to me, you said you're glad I've seen it now because
you can't explain it without being there and being part of it, because it's not a case that I'm hitting it miles away and I'm not giving myself chances and I'm a bad putter and all this. It's none of those things. It's just that somehow I'll hit it to 10, 12 foot all day, hit great putts. Oh no, I wouldn't hit it to 10, 12 foot, that's an exaggeration. The putts, they're not bad putts either though.
No, it's not. It's
like one will just catch the low edge, one will just catch the high edge, one will just be overpaced by a smidge, the next one might be in the jaws.
It's that like 0.1%, so someone might be 0.1% better at you than putting it, and I mean that by like their pace is tiny bit better and their reading is a tiny bit better, and that means 2 putts in a round that yours are lipping out,
there's drop,
they're going, and it's not, you're not hitting bad putts, you're not reading it bad, but
they beat you by 2, and over the course of a tournament they've beat you by 8.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's like, hang on, what's going on here?
And it's not noticeable. It's not like if you were missing the hole by this far and going, oh yeah, well it's a terrible putt. You go, well that's why. It's not. It's deceptive, and I don't know if it's because I'm concentrating on your game and I'm not watching theirs, but you get in and you look at the scores and someone shot 5 under and it's just like, wow. Like you guess, you'd think they shot level par because it just looks so easy. Just birdie the par 5s miss a couple of greens, get it up and down, they hold 2 20-footers around, and it's like, there you go, there's your score.
Yeah, done.
It makes it so simple, doesn't it? It makes it sound so
like,
simple.
it's weird as well, because you get into your own little world, your own little zone, don't you? So you've no idea what your playing partners are doing. Even though you're marking the card, you've not got a clue. If you're halfway round, you know, a tournament round, and you go, oh, what's so and so? It could be 6 over or 6 over. I have not got a Scooby-Doo. And then you kind of get in at the end of the round, and you sort of and literally, I've done it a few times, and you go,
yeah,
66? Just beat me by 3.
Yeah. What?
And you almost going, racking your brain, going, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. It is mad.
It's frustrating, but I know.
So that finished third round. Didn't play great in the third round, did you?
No.
But actually, didn't play that different in the third round.
No. The thing with the third round actually was one of the rounds where I actually got the most out of it because the short game was sharp as anything.
Yes,
I actually played crap.
Yeah.
I couldn't strike it. It just didn't have any ball control. It was a bit windy. And when it gets windy and you have a bit of an off day, it is a nightmare because when it's windy, I personally want to control the ball into the winds and all that sort of thing. So obviously you talk about gear effect with driver and you know, sort of swing path to create certain spins. That's reliable on the strike. If the strike's off slightly and the gear effect changes to your club path, so say if you get a left to right wind and you're trying to hit a holding draw with driver and you get it out the heel, the path could be right, you know, the club face could be kind of in the right place, but if you misstrike it, and that gets on the wind, you are toast. You are over here somewhere.
You are nowhere.
You are nowhere. So when it's windy, strike is so important. Yeah. But thankfully, short game was nice and tidy, saved me, and we managed to get it round under par on a day that could have been a few.
Yeah. Of course, it was in Gran Canaria. We shot 1 over third round, played no different than the others.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Last round, frustratingly, the big one on the last round was a couple of drop shots at the end, which really ticked me off. We got a greenside in 2 on 18, and then made 6. And again, I just missed it in the wrong spot for the speed of green and flag position. Yeah.
Like, I just didn't have a shot. Kind of got it somewhere near the green with the third shot.
Yeah.
Chipped it up, missed that one. It's like, I've just made bogey from being greenside and 2 on a par 5. You're like, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So it was a lot of those kind of little elements, really, wasn't it, in that round? And I think we finished mid-20s, something like that.
Yeah, something around there. Yeah. And again, it was very much an early week, but I've seen that as kind of building, which was, you know, it's good. I think should be a good confidence builder for you, just getting back out there again. I did have one incident, right?
Well, hang on. Don't speak to me.
Gone.
Gone.
It's good to know that one way or the other.
Yeah.
Be at the Open.
First Open now.
Yeah. We'll be able to say
first major.
got there, yeah.